All right, welcome back to the 13th episode of the H-525 podcast. Cory's with me as always.
What's up?
Yep, and we gonna just cover maybe an hour of just random news and stuff, and news that's kind of dated a few weeks back. And we'll start with this one, and it's H-525 production assistant is accidentally shot by cops who mistook him as an assailant. Apparently, so it's just a really unfortunate thing of just misidentity, and I think this is a case of, well, he kind of looks like this guy, so we'll just shoot him right on the spot instead of just actually identifying him if he's the right person. And it's just really random that it's someone from a pretty big TV show like H-525, and really unfortunate because it's like, you're doing pretty good, and you're part of a show that's it's all about comedy and ridiculing on videos and stuff like that. Yeah. And, it seems like you have a pretty good life until you just boom right there. You just get your life just ends just because someone thought you were someone else.
Yeah, it's really, really tragic, especially because I don't remember how many people were being held hostage, but it was like some crazy guy with a knife, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, he lost his shit and was like holding people at knife point and stabbing them. And so this guy was Winkler. Yeah, that's his last name. Winkler.
Yeah, Winkler.
Him and another guy, they tried to run for it, so they could help their friends, and then just, boom. Sheriff's deputy's like, oh, this guy fits the description, we should shoot him. Right.
And yeah, that's pretty much how it ended. It's just really, just sad, really. And just one more story that makes the cops that much more, just inefficient at their job. And and it adds on to the reputation that people are, think that they're pigs per se, and and kind of just really arrogant, power hungry assholes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They just think they can just do anything in their job, but this shit comes up, and it only makes it worse.
Yeah, it really sucks that there's a lot of negative things that happen with police that get attention. Yeah. But there's a lot of really good stuff too.
Yeah,
that happens, but it never gets media attention. It was so we talked about it a while back in a podcast where there was the cop who shot the man's dog, right?
Right.
So there was another instance recently where a cop tried to shoot a dog and then shot himself.
What?
Yeah. He tried to shoot a dog and he accidentally shot, and then he ended up shooting himself in the foot or the leg or something.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so it was just really ridiculous.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
Stop being so damn trigger happy.
I know. Whatever happened to tasers? Seriously, or stun guns?
Right? I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Stun gun them, man. Stun gun them. If you want it to be more effective, just have a spray bottle of alcohol and go, and then shoot them. You set them on fire and then put the fire out. That'll stop them.
Yeah. Just another tragic story featuring cops, and kind of late, but our condolences for sure to his friends and family. Let's see.
Speaking of tragic, have you been following the Clippers?
Oh yeah, stuff? I was gonna bring that up too. Well, I guess we can talk about it already. Yeah, so was it the CEO or is it?
It's the owner. It's the owner. The LA Clippers owner, Donald Sterling. Just he's an old man.
Yeah,
that's pretty much just the best way to put it. He's an old man. He made some really pretty racist remarks. I didn't really look into the full story of what he said, but I got the basic gist of it. I talked with somebody at work the other day who's a really big sports fan, and so they told me pretty much he was just being really racist and just really really condescending. And it's all on tape. Because supposedly, he said to his girlfriend, oh, I don't remember, so I want you to record what I say so that I can listen to the tapes and then remember, what I say. And so the tape was leaked, I guess, to TMZ, and that's how this whole thing started.
Obviously,
but So the Clippers, when they had the game the other day, they wore their practice jersey stuff inside out because they didn't want to be like we're a united front. Like we don't like what our owner
just said
and is portraying. But so I was following it today. The NBA commissioner league commissioner is pretty much he's banning the Clippers owner for life.
Ooh. And
he's also fining him $2.5 million, which is like the maximum fine that he can levy on him.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, what did I read it? They talked about it like something to do with like 22 of the other 29 owners have to vote a certain way in support of the commissioner's decisions to make Donald Sterling like sell the team, because he's not allowed in the NBA, so he has to sell the team pretty much.
Yeah. To
get out, which interestingly enough is gonna make him a lot of money.
Yeah, but
at the same time, like I just get rid of the guy, like just get him out of there.
Yeah,
I don't care if he makes money at the same time. Just get him
go get your
there.
Money. Just stay the fuck away from sports.
Yeah, go retire and die and whatever you're gonna do. Like
die a miserable man or something.
Like,
I don't know.
Join the rest of the groups of people who are banned from professional sports for being idiots.
Yeah,
but it's really, really interesting. I'm really proud of the NBA for making a decision that strongly. Be like, hey, we're not going to tolerate that. I think we can all agree that the NBA is very much so dominated by a group of people who identify a certain way. Like, there's a lot of African American people who play basketball at the professional level, and there's a lot of like mixed ethnicities as well, who are like half and half or whatnot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like it resonates with a lot of people, like in a negative way what he said. So you pretty much you just piss off the whole league.
Yeah,
There's no point for that. So, but I thought it was really interesting that apparently, I don't know if it's true or if it's a rumor, but I heard the rumor, if you will, that Magic Johnson wants to try and buy the Clippers.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Or at least like him and the finance group backing him or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because he and I think it was like Guggenheim or something like that. Guggenheim Partners. They have a crap ton of money, and he's like a part of this group, and so they own the Dodgers now. Like they took care of that because Mark Cuban screwed all that up. So they own the Dodgers now, and they have a lot of money. So it'd be interesting to see him potentially buy the Clippers. That would be kind of exciting. I'd be willing to cheer for an LA sports team in basketball again. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've heard that the Clippers were going to go to another state or something like that. Was that just a rumor, or like are they still going to be in LA?
I think they're going to stay in LA. I've heard a lot of rumors about the Clippers moving. I've heard that somebody rumored like, oh, they should move to Anaheim. And they should they're like, oh, they should just be like the Angels, be the Los Angeles Clippers of Anaheim or something like that.
That's funny.
Which, I mean, in all honesty, I feel much better going to sporting events at Anaheim stadiums than I do at the stadiums in downtown LA. Like I don't like going to the Staples Center at all. I don't like going to Dodger Stadium at all. I just like, it's not that it's like super complicated, but like if you want to go to the Honda Center or Angel Stadium, you can literally stay on the freeway the entire way. You don't have to drive through like city streets and everything. Like it's really convenient. Yeah. It's like it's pretty simple. Like you go, you get off,
and it's right there.
It's right there. Like you make a couple lefts, and it's pretty much you're through parking lots. Like Dodger Stadium is so much more complicated.
I mean, it's just downtown LA.
Yeah, you got to drive. You have to you drive through downtown, parts of downtown LA, and everything for.
Yeah, for like Staples Center.
Center.
Yeah,
and it's a pain.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Same with the LA Convention Center.
Exactly.
Yeah, like in LA, it's just if you want to go to a major like place in LA is you have to go through downtown LA no matter what.
Yeah, and then it's like super saturated.
It is.
With everything.
And it's just the streets are confusing, and it's just, especially when there's detours going on. It's
that's the worst.
That's the worst. That is the worst. Well, I mean, hopefully they stay in LA. Just a matter of who's going to buy them now.
Yeah.
Right. Magic Johnson, as Cory said, is a potential. Yeah. So we can only just find out in time. So, I found a really funny picture around that whole thing. It's a white guy holding up a sign that says, "I brought a black guy to a game," and it's, then of course they're at the game, and in the next to him is a black guy holding a sign that says, "I'm black." Yeah, yeah. It's just I thought it was really funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of weird how he just like the previous owner of the Clippers now. He's just like, "Hey, can you record this for me?" And just, I got, whatever. I don't know what, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was drunk or something. Maybe intoxicated.
I mean, honestly, he's old enough. So if he's saying he wants to listen to like taped conversations of himself, the guy might have Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever.
Maybe
he could have a mental situation here,
right?
Causing an issue. I'm not saying that's one way to justify him being racist, but it could help make light of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, if what he's saying is from because I think he bought the team in the 80s, and back then the team wasn't worth very much. So when he bought the team, like if these things are coming from almost 30 years ago, then that's one. Then no, never mind. Screw this guy. Like, he doesn't even get like 0.5% of right. Sucks, man, sucks. Like, you just 100% like, screw you, get out of here.
Yeah,
I've been saying it for that long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so I found this article from a YouTuber named Alpha Omega Sin, and he addressed about a man in Florida and is charged with murder and for suffocating his son so that he can play his Xbox. Yeah, that's humans can be pretty evil. So it's just pretty much what it says. He was playing his Xbox, and somehow his child was bothering him in some way, and I guess he wanted to shut him up somehow. So he had the idea of suffocating him. And yeah, that's how this child's life ended. It's pretty sad. Like, he never really got to experience, the basic things like graduation and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All because he wanted to play his Xbox. And so here it says that he's charged with third-degree murder and child neglect after smoldering his infant son to death while playing his Xbox video games. And let's see if there's anything more about it. Okay, so he smothered the boy's nose and mouth for several minutes until the child became lethargic, then left him in the playpen unattended for 5 hours, according to authorities. Damien wasn't breathing. Damien is the name of the child. Wasn't breathing when emergency responders arrived at the house Thursday morning and was declared dead at the hospital. And yeah, no one else was home at the time except for him and the child. And
that just pisses me off.
Yeah, apparently they also have a 3-month-old daughter in care of state social services. So that means, so they have more than one child and all that. And now, obviously, now they had to take the child away from him, and now he's pretty much in prison, and I believe for life, of course, and for killing a child, all because he just wanted to play his Xbox. Did you want to say anything about that?
God, that shit just pissed me off so much. Like I'm looking at this guy's picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't even it doesn't even look like he has any remorse.
No.
On his face, you know?
No, I know.
And it really like 24, you know.
Yeah, dude, he's our age.
He's our same age, you know. Like I can guarantee you, if I had a kid right now, I would not be worried about fucking Xbox.
No.
I'd be worried about my kid.
Right.
So like it pisses me off when like people the same age who have just clearly don't understand just
yeah,
like it just really bothers me.
Yeah. You think? Yeah, you just think people are unbelievable until you hear this story. It's like, really? I mean, something as really leisure like as video games, you have to kill someone for?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, look, there's a pause button on video games. There's not a pause button on your life. Like, I guarantee you, he probably could have spent like 10, 15 minutes with his kid.
Right.
And, you know, whatever, if his son was hungry or, you know, just wanted some attention, you know,
right.
diaper change, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that 10, 15 minutes could have calmed his son down, probably could have taken a nap, and then he could have gone back to his damn video game.
Right.
After that. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, like, says he smothered the boy's nose and mouth for several minutes. Well, instead of fucking smothering him, why didn't you, you know, nurture your child?
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been the same amount of damn time, and then you could have gone back to whatever the fuck you thought was so important to play. And, you know, would have been alright.
He must have, I mean, I'm pretty sure he must have been playing some kind of online game. So he was, like, so into it that, and because online games don't have you can't pause the game. For a lot of them anyway. So I guess it was that important to him. I mean, to you know, instead of attending to his child like a normal father, he just had to put him out, and so he can just go back and you know, play his little video game or whatever. Not sure what it was. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But the point is that, well, even if you're playing an online game, it's a fucking game. So you can always just, I don't know, just turn it off, and then it's not like, or save the game, okay, and then attend to your child, you know, whatever he needs, and then you just go back to your game, and it's nothing's gonna change on your game. Like, I don't know why he had to worry that much that he had to do that, you know.
Yeah.
It just gives me chills that, you know, people would do that, and people would go that far for a video game, or I don't know, I mean, anything. I mean, or any kind of activity. I mean, there's been, you know, cases like these. I mean, other than video games, you know, men and women, you know, and it's not like, oh, you know, video games are so neglected, you know. No, it's just, the point is that this guy was so stupid and ignorant that he would put whatever his leisure activity was over his child, and he, you know, he murdered him for it, and, you know, and yeah, and it's just so unfortunate that these kinds of things happen. So
yeah,
could have been anything else. It could have been him watching a movie or whatever, or I don't know, some kind of TV show, or, you know, especially with like those like reality shows or whatever, like those. Well, I don't know. Maybe like nowadays you can pause it, right? I mean, you can pause live TV. So there you go. Yeah. So, you know, today's technology, you're not gonna really miss anything. So yeah, it's just, you know, you don't pretty much have any excuses. So yeah, it's just so unfortunate that this boy had to go because his father wanted to play that game so much or whatever. All right, so we can move on to something else. Oh yes, I wanted to talk about this one. It's about GameStop, and they're going to shift their focus on phones and tablets instead of video games. I thought this was really funny and just hilarious in this rather sad way, because I mean, we all know that GameStop is really shady with their business practices and stuff like that. First off, they don't even pay their employees enough. Only the managers, like the store owner and stuff like that. Even the store, the store manager only gets $1 more than the other, workers, and the owner of the store gets the most of all the perks and the beneficial stuff, and probably all this like free stuff. Yeah. So anyway, so GameStop is now shifting towards that, and the really funny thing is that they're focusing on Apple stuff or AT&T branded phones. And I thought that was really funny, just because they didn't really think about this, and the fact that there's something called the Apple Store, and okay, it's like which one would you rather go to? A store that actually knows fucking Apple products, and including
well, that's debatable.
Oh, right.
More to come on that in a second here. I'll give you my gripes about Apple stores.
Okay. All right. So anyways, would you rather go to a store that actually knows their shit, supposedly, which includes iPhones, iMacs, and computers and all that stuff? I mean, you just got to choose the right store. But anyways, you have that, or a fucking shady ass company that just wanted to shift, change their focus just because of, supposedly this market is making more money than the other ones, and on top of that, you have all this bad reputation just piled up on top of you. So it's like, which one would you rather choose? And I obviously probably the Apple Store, but it's just so funny that. Because GameStop has been taking in phones and tablets as part of their,
like trade-in,
as a trade-in, and you get some cash out of that, and they try to sell that to other people, and it's just funny that people don't really go towards those, and yet they're really gonna increase their focus on that, and because of that, they're shutting down 200 of the stores, GameStops, and they're gonna put it in these new stores. And apparently they're going to be called Spring Mobile, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Simply Mac.
Or Simply Mac, whatever.
Yeah, depending on what they're targeting.
Yeah. So pretty much Simply Mac is the iPhone and stuff, and then the Spring Mobile is AT&T other branded phones, just from assumption anyway. But because of that, they're shutting down pretty much, 200, about 220 stores. So I don't know if those people want to stick around. The workers want to stick around for phones and shit, because I think they signed on to work with video games in the first place, not with fucking phones.
Yeah. And
tablets. So they're just gonna be like, what the fuck am I looking at? And especially you gotta talk about coverage and the data plan, and there's more stuff for phones and stuff like that than one would think. And video games is pretty simple. It's just or a little more simple than phones anyway. And these people didn't sign up for that, the phones and tablets, so they have to relearn all over again pretty much, and they had to have more headaches and all that, and I'm pretty sure those people are going to be more miserable, and especially with those people who aren't exactly knowledgeable with technology.
Yeah. It's
like you're going to have a hard time getting used to this shift and trying to get put bread on the table, and stuff like that. It's just and again, it's just funny how GameStop is just doing this, because GameStop has been known to do other really stupid shit, and especially with used games and all that, and it's definitely going downhill at this point.
Yeah.
And I've always I've always bought stuff from GameStop when I was younger, but over the years I figured all this stuff out, and I realized what really GameStop is really all about. And before then, I was guilty of wanting to work there, so I applied so many fucking times, and gladly they didn't give it back to me. Yeah, I mean, just because like, even if you're the fucking store manager, you only get $1 more, or not even $1, because I remember one of my classmates in Japanese class in high school, he was a manager at a GameStop, and he told me he only got 10 cents more.
Wow.
10 cents. And in his entire, working career at GameStop.
That's a really crappy pay difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, when you're the manager, you have so many more responsibilities. You have to work your ass off way more, but you're not even getting $1 more in your hours.
Yeah.
It's like, would you rather do that or be a worker where you just have to just greet people or help out some, whatever, and you don't really need to, worry about inventory and like stock and, pricing and blah, 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 and all that, inputting all this shit, and it's ridiculous. And it's really showing now that, GameStop is falling apart. They're not doing it, like, it's all catching up to them now. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So nowadays I go to, the local video game stores, mom and pop kind of thing. There's actually one down right by Steve's, or Burger Joint, and it's very close to our middle school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Magruder Middle School, and yeah, I go there nowadays, and they definitely know what they're talking about. They're very knowledgeable. They can fix consoles too, so I think that's really cool. So yeah, that's a really cool thing. And if you don't want to support GameStop, just go to your local game store. Don't. Yeah, it's just I really just don't want to see GameStop anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, did you want to talk about Apple stores?
Oh yeah, Apple stores. All right, so I'm it's gonna make me sound like an asshole, but I'm a really smart person. Like, I can figure stuff out, like, on my own pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if I can't figure out exactly how something is supposed to work,
mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good at figuring out, like, a workaround,
mm-hmm.
like a cheat. Like, this whole life hacker thing, I swear I was doing a life hacker in my own life before that became a prominent website.
Mm-hmm.
So one time I was at the Apple store, and this was when they had, like, just started to really push their, like, Airport Extreme and Airport Express stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the answer to the question, like, already. Like, there's literally not very much that Apple makes that does, like, that you can't also use, like, on a Windows-based machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked this worker, and I was like, do you know if this will integrate, like, fine in an environment where there's Macs and PCs? And it was about the Airport Express, like their router.
Yeah, Wi-Fi router.
Their Wi-Fi router. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, and I was like, "Do you know? Like, is it gonna work all right with my PCs and everything?" Like, I knew the answer to the question. Plus, it also said it on the damn display thing right there. It's like works with PC and Mac. I asked her, and she was like, I don't think it does. Like, I don't think so. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And she walked away, and she came back like 2.5 minutes later, and then she started like staring at the little display with like the information about it.
Oh God!
And she goes, "Oh, you know what? It says right here that you can use it with a PC too."
Oh,
and I was
Lord.
like, "Yeah, I know. I know. I read that like 5 minutes before you came up to me and asked me if I needed anything, so I already knew the answer to the question, but I just wanted to make sure you knew too." She was like, "Oh." And she was probably like 40-something. Like, she was a slightly older woman.
pretty sure she was pissed at the time
and,
after.
Yeah. And she was just like, oh, and she kind of like stormed off to the back of the store, and I was like, these are the idiots you're hiring to work here? Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I applied several times to work at Apple stores.
Right, yeah.
Because I like the product. I know about it. I figure stuff out pretty easily. Like,
yeah.
It's not hard at all. And I was like, and you're hiring idiots like this instead of people like me.
Yeah,
I was like, I just do not understand whatsoever.
Story of my life.
And it fucking sucks. And then the worst part is like, so, you know, I lived in the same city that my college was in for a while. And like when you live in a college town, like a lot of the employees of the local places tend to be college students.
Yeah.
And so going to the Apple store near my college was kind of a spoiling experience because I knew the people who worked there. And if I didn't know them, they were a college student and they were like in that same mindset I was. They were like, wow, I actually got hired here and I know what I'm talking about. So they actually cared about like making sure you got right information. So like I got so damn spoiled by like, all these good employees. And I remember the first time I came to the Apple store back over here because I went to go check out, I think, like a new MacBook because I was considering, I had money to buy one at the time and I ended up not getting one because like they couldn't, like, this person that helped me could not figure out how to help me fucking custom order one from within the store.
Oh, God.
And I was just like, are you shitting me right now? She's like, you don't know how to use your own system to help me do that. And they're just like, I don't know. I was like,
was it the one on Village Drive?
Yeah.
Oh,
the one
man.
in Manhattan Village.
Yeah,
Mall.
God damn it.
I was so upset, and I was like, I could literally walk out the door, pull out my iPhone, and pull up the Apple Store app and order it from my phone.
Yeah.
There's like, but I wanted to come here and order it from within the store and hope, like, because somebody told me that if you order it from within the store, then you can just have it shipped to, like, it made it easier to ship to store or something. So somebody told me some bit of information.
Was it like a store pickup thing? Or
yeah,
okay.
I wanted to have it, like, do a store pickup, and somebody told me if I ordered it within, like, and I also wanted to just pay a person. You know what I mean? I wanted to, like, swipe my card with somebody. I didn't want to put my information in.
Right.
But they couldn't figure out how the hell to do that. They didn't, like, understand my question or something.
Good Lord, yeah.
So I was so upset, and I was like, you know what? Forget this. And I left. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I didn't buy one. And I still have my broken MacBook. Which, I mean, it works. It's just really, really slow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a battery.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So you plugged into the wall.
Yep.
But I was so upset by the level of incompetence at this store.
If you went to a Mac Mall?
I like Mac Mall.
Yeah.
Mac Mall is actually quite nice. And I like... So if you're not familiar with what Mac Mall is, it's pretty much... It's kind of like... They have a similar layout to the Apple Store.
Right.
But they also have a lot of, like, just extra products on hand. Like, they carry a lot more of accessories and hard drives and stuff. And so we have one. We have one pretty close to us. And they're fairly knowledgeable people.
Yeah.
I like that they hold old stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure what happens is they buy the old, like, not like used, but just like older models.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they buy them from Apple.
Yeah.
So that they can then sell them at a discounted price.
Right.
Like a cheaper price. So you can get like I know that a new MacBook Air just came out. So you could probably go in and buy the older version of the MacBook Air for like $150 cheaper.
Yeah.
Or whatnot, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so like they'll keep that stuff until like they're out of stock of it.
And they tend to have more third-party stuff.
Yeah.
That's that works with Macs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that Mac Mall does that, and they have iMacs and MacBooks and all that at pretty good prices.
Pretty good price.
Yeah. And especially if you don't need the newest greatest thing, and you just want a computer, a Mac that works. Yeah, definitely Mac Mall would work. And they also have PC Mall, which is what it is. It's just with PC stuff. And, we actually had a PC Mall, but that was taken down and it turned into something else.
Yeah, I think it's like an ITT Tech now or something.
Yeah, I think that was what it is. But it's a pretty neat store. They sell stuff at pretty good prices. And they actually have people that actually know their shit.
Yeah.
At least more likely than the Apple Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of having to choose the right Apple store, or you just have to be lucky with where the nearest one and wherever it is in your town and stuff like that. If you live near or in a college town, then you might be more likely to have knowledgeable people because, well, you have more fresher faces. College students who actually are working with Macs and other computers, so they have it still fresh in their head, and so they can help you with that and all that.
Yeah, and I should also clarify, my negative experience is not necessarily with the Genius Bar people. I'm not saying the Genius Bar people are idiots. I'm saying some of the sales associates, the people who are on the floor walking around trying to get you to buy shit from them.
Yeah,
they're the ones who don't always know what they're talking about. For the most part, the Genius Bar people are really, really smart. But I always get kind of upset when I see people post on Facebook. They're like, "Suck it, Genius Bar people who told me my repair was gonna cost $300. I had my friend fix it in his basement for $35," kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, your friend might have done the same fix, but $300, you the genuine Apple parts. Whereas instead of you know what it's a trade off. It's when you buy a BMW, you want to get it serviced by the BMW dealer. You don't want to take it to Joe's, German car service on the corner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So do with that what you will.
I've heard from Adam of a really funny story about Apple Store. I don't know which one he went, but he wanted to get his iPhone fixed, and I think it was something wrong with his battery or something. But oh my god, I think he posted on Facebook too. But he went in the store, and he asked them, I think there's something wrong with battery. And then the associate told him that apparently there's the battery built up this mysterious goo that it fucks up the battery, blah blah blah. Oh, so if we fix it, we'll that'll cost you this and that. And so he's just like, okay, I think I'll consider it, next time. And then so he went to a local phone store that that repairs phones, and he told him the same thing that the associate told him, and then the phone repairman or whatever gave this apparently he gave this this really odd look to him, a really awkward stare because of the mysterious residue or whatever. And on top of that, the sales associate from the Apple Store was rather belittling Adam for some reason. I don't know why. I wish I was there to see it. But anyways, the repairman, he just did some stuff, and he fixed the battery, and then now his phone is working again, and pretty much to sum it up, it's pretty much the sales associate made up this stupid ass bullshit, so he can get money from Adam. So
pretty ridiculous. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful, and it's just so funny that this happens at major stores like the Apple Store. So just gotta watch out, man. I mean, when you come into an Apple Store or any store for that matter, you have to do personal research on your own before you come into the store.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, if you you shouldn't go into the store having to research before you go into the store. Ideally, you want them to help you out all the way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not how it works in this world. It's not everything's perfect, so you just have these people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, despite being hired there. And so you have to just do your research prior to going in the store, and just watch out for for those kind of things.
Yeah,
just really stupid. Okay, so anything we have to cover before we sign off? Oh yes, this one is this happened recently. Okay, so it's regarding the E.T. from Atari. That infamous game that caused the video game crash, pretty much. And so there's been always a story where the game was so bad that they actually took a bunch of the games and they buried it somewhere. And so recently, a couple of weeks ago, there was word was passing out that it was buried somewhere in New Mexico. So they got a bunch of people and dig out this thing, and now they they actually found the cartridges and now the story was true apparently, and there's also some other stuff other than ET, and let's see, anything else.
Wow, they get to play some of it.
What's up?
According to this, I thought it said some people got to play it, like some of the copies were still playable.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So it says they found dozens of crushed cartridges that they took home and were still playable on their game consoles.
That's nutty.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's just funny that the story is true now, and we can put that to the rest. And they found a bunch of or a bunch of other things too, on top of ET's game cartridges, and it says that saying that the ET game is among the factors of the decline for Atari and the collapse of the multi-dollar video game industry, and blah blah blah. Yeah, so they made a lot of these cartridges apparently, and then because the game was so bad, they buried it, and they looks like they dug it up now, and dug it out now, it's pretty much it. I just thought it was really funny. Did you have any experience at all with Ataris?
Yeah, my cousin had one.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to play it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, it's nothing compared to what we have now.
Oh, of course, yeah, but it's just
down. But it's pretty revolutionary for what it was.
Yeah. I remember playing some of it. I don't know if it was at an arcade, but they did have an Atari there, and I played some of that, and like Cory said, for what it was it's an experience. It's pretty revolutionary for what it was, and it's a different experience. You really get to see how video games were formed, and it's like looking back on history, and you get to kind of experience it. Of course, it's not the same exactly, because I believe these were made in the 70s, Ataris, and it's just like just because you're not playing it in the right timeline, it's just like not the same exact experience, but you get some of it. And
and I remember playing, was it like the Atari Flashback or whatever? That was like a really popular, like I think it was like $30 or $40, and you could buy it at the grocery store. Like I remember playing it. I remember playing it. I don't remember where I played it. I don't remember if it was at work in a break room or something. I remember playing it, and I remember it being like really awful compared to the real thing.
Oh yeah.
I think it was still fun because it was video games, but
but it's definitely not the same. You gotta play on the Atari console. Overall, I think it's just really cool that they were actually that they were paying attention to something like that. Freaking E.T. of all things, and it's also funny because I think. You remember the Angry Video Game Nerd?
Yeah.
He's making a movie, and I think the story is surrounding the whole E.T. Landfill thing, and at that time we still didn't know if it was true or not. It was still a rumor.
Yeah.
So it was, the story was built around that, based off of that, just a rumor. But now that it's true, it's kind of just funny, And looking at the the AV Gym movie, once it comes out, I think it will be a different experience now that the thing is actually true. So yeah. Anything you wanted to bring up before we sign off?
No, I covered what I was interested in.
Yep. All right. So that's it for today's podcast. Sorry, I was starting to think of something else for if there's any more stuff to cover. Yeah, it's really much. That's it. We went over the Clippers, change, and GameStop changing their focus, and the Apple Store, and ET the ET and the landfill thing. So yeah, that is it for today's podcast. I hope you guys enjoy that. And hopefully we will find more stories in the future. And yep. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Take it easy.